Welcome, speculators. I noticed a relatively new presentation out of Sterling Energy. If you've been following Sterling Energy, there's a new guy steering the ship, and so this is one of his first presentations that I've seen. It was given in a little over a month ago in September, but this is the first I've seen of it. So I was pulling it up, and I always like to look at these presentations and see if I could give the presentation off the slides that they have. I'm not going to take you through the whole presentation, but some of the highlights. So I was looking at this, and one of the first slides that they put out, I think, tells a story of our marketplace. It's the green line is Sterling Energy's share price going down, down, down. And wells that they've had in the past that there was some hope on that didn't pan out, and that have really dropped their share price. But at the same time, the oil price has been coming down, and their cash balance has been holding pretty sound and stable, just over 100 million US dollars. And so they're trading at a good discount to their cash. I'll get to that in a sec. And they've been growing their business. They've been taking on new deals, partnerships to shoot it upside going forward. And so to me, it's like winding up the spring for a future run. They just got to get some success and some confidence in the market to get that share price to move again. So I'm watching them close. They talk about their financials in the next slide, which I think is well worth pointing out. They point out their cash is 106 million American dollars, and their market capitalization is 33.8 British dollars. They trade in the London markets, but they do their accounting in American dollars. And so I just pulled up Google and did put their British market cap in there and convert it to US dollars. It's about 52 million US dollars. So that's allows us to compare apples to apples. $52 million price tag on a company that's got $106 million in their bank account. And they're not really blowing through that money. I mean, they've had a little over $100 million for years and years. They've had royalties coming in on one of their projects that helps pay the cost, and then some in the past. As the price of oil has come down, it's kind of pay the cost to run the business, or maybe negative a little. But basically keeps their cash balance equal while they keep doing deals to shoot for big upside. And so you can buy this company at about half or almost half of their cash, just a hair under half of their cash values, and keep their business for free. So what is their business? I keep talking about Sterling Energy over time as a prospect generator. They come up with ideas of where they think oil is, and they get other companies to put up the money to test their ideas. And so they've got projects around Africa and a bunch of different countries that other major oil explorers and developers are working. And they've got some of those companies to work on their fields in the past, and I think they'll get those large companies to work on their fields going forward. And these guys get a carried interest by letting the big guys come up with their confidence and cash and knowledge to test these projects. And I think by doing that, it concentrates our odds of success on one of these wildcat exploration holes. Instead of just them throwing their $100 million at one of these projects, they get some bigger, supposedly smarter company to throw their $100 million at the project. And these guys can keep their cash and some smaller piece of the project to see if it works. And so that's what they've been doing, and hopefully will continue to do over time until one of these hits. And so I keep watching their projects. They talk about the logic behind their different projects and the plays, some of the hot plays around them. If you've been following some of these plays, there's some big finds just south of these guys by a little Australian company called FAR, F-A-R, in Australian markets. They joint ventured with Cairn and ConocoPhillips. Cairn and Conoco put up the money and know how to go drill these wells, and they made some big discoveries theoretically on plays that are similar to what Sterling has north of them. Cosmos, another big American listed oil and gas exploration company, made a big natural gas discovery just recently, earlier this year, just even closer to them. And so they're pointing out these plays. They're saying that Cosmos is drilling another one. You know, this red blob was the gas discovery. Cosmos also has this yellow blob that they're looking to drill towards the end of this year. And the same drill ship that was used to drill these plays down here is going to drill this play up here. So we'll see. Maybe their lucky abilities will rub off and we'll have even more plays in the area. When the neighbors hit, oftentimes it can get this ground to be more prospective, bring in more partners and more cash. So we'll see how it works and hopefully run Sterling share price up. They're pointing out other projects that they have, a lot more technical details and maps of their projects. And eventually they get into details on different projects, more and more details. Sorry, I'm skipping through them, but they've got a timeline here that I wanted to highlight. The first half and second half 2015 is pretty boring as a speculator standpoint. And then as you start getting into first half of 2016, they think they've got some drilling action happening on one of their projects, the C10 block in Mauritania. And further into 2016, they think they've got potentially some drilling in Madagascar. There's a lot that can change between now and then, but sometime out into the future, they think they've got drilling on multiple plays. And they're just talking about their approach as a summary. So I like to see these kinds of updates out of these companies, and I'm watching Sterling close. And if you like these kinds of updates from me, I'd suggest that you subscribe. And if you've already subscribed to this channel, thank you for subscribing and listening. And I hope to bring you more updates on companies like this, as well as Sterling, out into the future. Thanks for listening.